Hello everyone. In today's video, I'll be telling you about the reliability and the validity test using the SmartPLS software. I'll be very quick in explaining how you can test the reliability and the validity. This is a scale evaluation chart sourced from the marketing research by N.K. Malhotra. Here we can see there are 3 steps of scale evaluation starting from reliability, which has 3 parts. You can test the reliability from the test and retest method, alternative forms, and internal consistency. Internal consistency is the most common method of checking the reliability. This is checked by Cronbach Alpha. I have already developed a dedicated video how you can test the reliability using the Cronbach Alpha value. Then the scale evaluation should be validated. Content validation is related to a theoretical aspect, and in the theoretical aspect you just try to test that it is having all the important content, all the important dimensions related to that topic. But statistically we don't test for the content validity. We test convergent validity and discriminant validity. In the coming slide, I'll be talking about the criterion validity also, which has 2 parts. One is called the predictive relevance and the other is called the concurrent validity. So this is the criterion validity. Now the Cronbach Alpha, just now I told you that it can be tested very easily, and SPSS and SmartPLS, these are the 2 most commonly used software. I'll be using SmartPLS software in this video to explain how you can check the reliability. These are the list of all the important validity types that you have been hearing in various research papers and text. We talk about FC validity, which means the face validity and the content validity. Then we have criterion related validity, concurrent and predictive validity, just now I was talking about. Construct validity, it has 3 parts. Usually you will be hearing about convergent validity and discriminant validity. And nomological validity also, in some researches they test this type of validity as well. Now we will see what are the different statistical techniques that can be used to test the validity. Now in this slide I have made 3 types of headings for validity. First is the FC validity, which is called the face validity or the content validity. Nowadays researchers are not testing statistically the content validity, but it can be tested by the Cohen's-Kappa and content validity ratio. But in these days you will not find researchers going for this type of validity test. When we talk about the criterion related validity, it can be concurrent validity and the predictive validity. Now this concurrent validity, again it is you can say partial theoretical concept and partial the statistical technique. In this concurrent validity, the researchers try to test how well the results are similar to the similar kind of studies. So first they go for the statistical test and they then try to compare with the results of similar kind of studies. So it is a kind of combination of the statistical technique as well as the theoretical concept. Then we have the predictive validity, which is denoted by Q square. This type of predictive validity is very easily calculated using the SmartPLS software. Then we have consistent validity, which is most commonly used for all the research papers, and they go for the convergent validity as well as the discriminant validity. Now this convergent validity, you will see I have mentioned the correlation coefficient at 3 places, which means you can test this discriminant validity, convergent validity and nomological validity, all the 3 types of validity that can be calculated using the correlation coefficient. In the link description I have mentioned that how you can test the correlation coefficient and the interpretation related to the convergent, discriminant and nomological validity. I have also made a separate video for the EFA and CFA. You can find the a link in the description. Today we will go for the convergent and discriminant validity using the SmartPLS software. So if you see, I have one model, and in this model you have 3 factors, or you can say the 3 variables: HR skills, the skill acquisition and innovativeness. And in these 3 models I have not made any correlation. So now I'll try to connect all these 3 factors. Here in this model I'm saying that the HR skills predict the skill acquisition and innovativeness. So I'm making 2 arrows like this, it will become green, and innovativeness is predicting the skill acquisition like this. So I have made a correlation. Each of these factors comprises of several factors named as P12, P26. I have not included all the factors. You will find P1 is not there and many other factors are not there, because here I'm just going to cover the reliability and the validity, how you can test. And now we will try to interpret the results. We'll go to calculations. There are different options. We will go for consistent PLS algorithm. Here, start, calculate, and you will find the results are here. Now in quality criteria you have R square, F square. We will talk about the consistent, reliability and validity. Now in this software, I like this software very much because it gives detail of all the variables. Cronbach alpha, it is used for calculating the reliability and the composite reliability. Now both these factors should be more than 0.7. You will find skill acquisition, it is less than 0.7, so it is in red. Rest of the factors, they have more than 0.7 value, which are shown here in green color, both. Now this is the graphical presentation of Cronbach alpha. You will find the values which are more than 0.7, they are green, less than 0.7, they are in red color. Same for the composite reliability. You will find it is red because it is less than 0.7, and we have rho value, it should be more than 0.7 also. So all the values are more than 0.7, so we will say that the construct validity is there. And AVE, average variance extracted, we find that HR skill, it is more than 0.5, it is good, acceptable level, whereas innovativeness and skill acquisition, the value AVE is less than the acceptable level of 0.5. So we have issues with the construct validity for innovativeness and skill acquisition. And for discriminant validity, you will first one you will see is Fornell-Lecker criterion, which says that the values at the diagonal values are considered. This value 0.74 should be highest. This diagonal value should be highest among the horizontal and the vertical values. Okay, So for skill acquisition, according to Fornell-Lacker criterion, the discriminant validity exists. It is okay. Innovativeness, again this value should be greater than horizontal and vertical value. And for skill acquisition, there are big issues. It is not fulfilling the criteria for discriminant validity. Then we have HTMT values. Here the description is there. You will find innovativeness is less than 0.85. Actually it is 0.85. The values more than 0.85 are not considered good. So for HTMT, for discriminant validity, the values should be less than 0.85. So here we will find that skill acquisition is having a problem, whereas the innovativeness and skill acquisition, both they have acceptable level. You can check it here. Only skill acquisition is having issues. So in this way we calculate the reliability and the validity using the Smart PLS software, which is very easy method. For predictive relevance or the predictive validity, which is a part of criterion related validity, we will go to calculate and blindfolding, click start calculation, and you will get the output. This Q square value should be more than 0. So any value which is more than 0 is considered to be good. Here innovativeness, it is providing a value of 0.049 and skill acquisition 0.309. So this is Q square or the predictive relevance. So thank you very much. And if you have any queries, if you have any questions, you can always comment below. And if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe and share. Thank you for watching.